Remember, Sacred MJ is here to help you along the way, no matter who you are or how you play, man. If you're having difficulties with it, well, she's the lubrication for your ball bearings, man. And she'll get you rocking and rolling smoothly down the highway of life, man, if you just give her half a chance. In other words, show a little respect for the herb, show a little respect for the sacred nature of the offering that she makes in this plant-like form, and begin to understand your organic roots inside. See the commonality of the energies arising. See your awareness increasing because you were able to inhabit a plant energy. And let it inhabit within you. And see the expansive, growing nature of life. How it all works in unity, see? There is no invasion. There can't be. There's only the possession of love, which is, what do you call it, the regeneration of love, which is the recreation of love, the appreciation now born of the absent heart in the ever-present heart that is in all. You see, it never went away. It's propped us up through it, tricked us into it a gazillion times over. Coyote medicine day to day, moment to moment. All these hours under the sun, all these days, years, moments we call time. Boy, that all unwind now. See, we can accept it all as a presence in the divine. That experience is cool. Simple as that, because our heart is okay with it now, see? We're the sum total of all the generations before us, each and every one of us, and we live that life that they've handed to us, man. In our own unique way, yes, but it is creation moving through us and all the generations before us. All the agonies and ecstasies expressed through time live in us quite divine. As in this moment we unwind from the conception of the unreal, understanding that it can only be given in singularity, the poetry, the symmetry, the synchronicity of one living existence in everything. That's the unity, that's the life, the heart of love in all of us, awakening. Ever present, really. So we, as a conscious presence, awakening to that conscious presence, which is then, of course, our conscious presence. Given the Coyote way, I tell you. Each and every day and all the moments we live, which is this moment now. And how? So reach out from your heart, embrace this life. Make love with it. Let it make love with you, and not to. See, we've been wordologied to death and misdirected because of it. You don't make love to anyone, you make love with. And you don't just do it in that old form of expression. You do it in the unity of this heart, which is already united with everything and just wants to celebrate that fact. See, it's love way beyond need and lust and possession. You see, it's progression. It's the progressive heart showing its true self to be in existence already in all of reality, and therefore it does not want or need for itself in anything, but experiences itself and celebrates itself in everything. That's the new way, that's the new day, that's the new dawn arising inside of your heart as we live this life we call living art, for it is, and we are the painters, the masters, the producers, directors, executive producers, and the artists themselves, with the paintbrush of life held firmly in the hands of our heart. And its loving expression is what we live and what we be. It's unity. It's oneness, the painter and the painting, the filmmaker and his creation, all joined. Hers too, you know, we're all together. It's not even genderized anymore, nor is it ever again polarized, for this is the end of the existence of polarity. Such a concept cannot be real, believe it or not. It's just from illusion that we steal polarity, you see. But as we refrain from illusion, step into our truth, well, the presence disproves polarity, doesn't it? So it's not neutralization. It's reintegration of the true nature of the dynamics of the heart, the real energies that put it in motion. And they're expansive like the waves on the ocean. They just create more and more of themselves in replication throughout life so that we can experience it. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow morning with a whole nother treat here on the old silver plate of love from 9,000 feet high in the Rocky Mountain sky here on that spaceship love. Sitting at the helm at the Studio 420, the heart of, the planetary reality of Crestonia, don't you see? Even though we sit out here on the fuzzy fringes on the side of a mountain, man, hanging out on top of the sand dune in an Earthship that I call the Spaceship Love, poised for takeoff, aided and abetted by the presence of angels and ancestors, of course, and lots of other spatial energies, as you will soon see, as you're beginning to experience now, and hell, baby. Been a hell of a ride, been a hell of a day. Beautiful in every way. And such poetry to spend it with you, musically and otherwise too, man. It's been awesome. What a beautiful and bright beginning of a so-called week. There's nothing weak about this week, babies. We're ever expanding and growing, and we're in it together forevermore, babies. How's that for evening the score? Right here, yep, in that Coyote way with your wake-up call today. Grandpa Coyote on the Coyote Medicine Show only and exclusively on the ever-loving Hazy Radio Network. Tell you that heat is on, baby. Hey, and you got the rock to get you rolling in the morning hour right here on the Hazy Radio Network. Yes, indeed, Grandpa Coyote with the Coyote Medicine Show. Your morning wake-up call, don't you know? Does that Glenn Fry take us away? I like his long hair, too, man. That dude just rocks, man. The Eagles, all of them, man. Just supreme musicians, each and every one. Totally off on ego trips, but having really good fun. And babies, getting us on the run on this fine day as we get our day underway. Yes, with Grandpa. And guess who else here this morning? Man, Mr. Okie had to come up and say, howdy everybody, and he sends his love out there across the universe. For those of you who have not been properly introduced, this is Okie Wan Kenobi. Wisest dog in the universe, the one dog in all, the one dog heart that is everybody's heart, and such a little sweetheart too, man. So he keeps me company. He's my assistant DJ here and helps us always keep our day underway because he just dreams it just right, man. He'll sit here on my lap or over there on the sofa couch and he'll just like dream a whole beautiful show into being, man. So that's what I mean when I call him my co-DJ, because that's what he is, man. He ain't number 2 trying harder. He's number 1 having fun, right along with the only one that's inside of me and the sun inside of you too. The sunrise coming up in your heart, baby. You feeling that? You get that glow, a little Okie no, he'll help you get it, man. That don't you know. He's such a little love dog. Oh, he is a little mischief at times, though, just like we all are. You gotta watch out for that coyote side, especially of your little dog, man. Oh, my. He can be so clever and so mischievous and such a lucky guy. He reminds me so much of myself. Goes and scares up a rattlesnake where there ain't no rattlesnakes and doesn't get bit. I think he's perfectly charmed, man. I really do. You know, and I think you are too, man. I think you just ought to accept the gift of this charm that old Okie's sharing with you so you can live a charmed life too. And nothing wrong or bad is ever going to happen to you ever again. Nothing ever has, really. You're seeing through it now. The bullshit. Yeah, exactly. That says, oh my God, that was a tragedy. I lost everything. Guess what? When you lost everything, you gained it all, man. Yeah. You got it all back and then some, babies, you know. We are the rockers of this reality, and what we carry with us is the richness, and that's what other people see. It's not about money. It's about where you live, how you live, who you are, what you are, your little heart in motion, which is really the whole darn universe, so it ain't so darn small after all. Here's to Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise and your beautiful heart, bringing you along, singing that beautiful song right there inside of you right now, babies. I love it, don't you? Set yourself free, be. Goodness gracious, Aloysius, that is some mighty righteous coffee this morning. A little on the mild side, but oh well. I got a bag of some Central American beans that somebody forgot to roast up just a tiny bit more. Oh well, here's to evening the score with Mary Jane, the sacred herb, who can not only help you ease your pain, but get you past PTSD, set you free from cancer and all kinds of drudgery. Babies, don't neglect your MJ. She's here to help you along the way. I know they crucified her and buried her in the ground and said you should not be with that kind of person hanging around. But that's because they're so damn scared of that mother love, man. They don't feel like they ever had it or ever will have it again. They feel like the orphans of the universe, these poor bastards that act that way. And, you know, you can't blame them, but at the same time, in your heart, you can embrace them and say, ooh, mama's still with you, baby. Don't you ever forget it, man. See, this is the awakening. You know, you don't have to pretend anymore. You know how loved you are because you can feel it. You can feel that moment. You can feel that radiant love and all the warmth that goes with it. That is total ass sweet comfort. Why do you think we have such a fascination with particular areas of a person? Because that's where the heart is. That's where the moment of the heart is. That's the moment of beginning. Yes, and it's metaphorical, but it's very real. In an energetic sort of way. The mother's embrace is with us each and every day, and every moment we play, and all the things we do, and everything we are, everything we say, you know, all of it. It's just, yep, she's there with us. Not just with us, she is us, in the same way that a mother holding that child to her bosom is. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? That newborn that's so scrawny and gangly, and, you know, yet is the perfect moment in creation. All of it. That's union. That's divine union. And guess what? It's present in all of us, and it has never left us. Because that first mother held her son and says, babies, you're not the separate one. We are one, and now we get to have fun. That's why we created it this way. It was all about dancing through paradise. You know, we just wanted to get out as little children and play. We wanted to grow up a tiny bit so we could get mobile and get out there and just, you know, flap our little cherub wings and shoot a few arrows at each other. Little love things, not anything that would ever hurt you or harm you in any way. When you shoot love, you deadly all right, babies. That's why I like that old gunslinger image too, man. You know, that kind of passes through me once in a while. You know, because it's like, yeah, you can get them in the heart every time, and you don't have to use no Colt 45 to do it either, man. Just bang, and they got it. And back they come to life, man, you see. Now that you're starting to get into it yourself and really be what you are, you've got a gift to share with others. And it don't hurt. When you feel a heart that's really hurting, it don't hurt at all to give it a little jolt to love, man. You know, and help it awaken, man. Everybody's here to get it. Nobody's refusing it anymore, not inside of themselves, babies. Everybody's ready for this ride, or we wouldn't be taking it. I'm telling you, the hearts here have been ripened to a perfection by the flames of hell, the fiery barbecue of love, in a negative reverse sort of way, but it came out also positively, wouldn't you say? Because here we are today, melting it down. I mean, we don't even have to have polarity. I mean, you know, we're setting ourselves free of all of it. All of the slaveries, all of the restrictions, everything we ever encountered here that seemed to be in our way. Where creation flowed against us, not at all. That is our illusion at play. We had to go that way. We had to do it all. Man, we got through it. And here we are getting to it as that sunrise just comes up inside your heart, babies, and gives you that brand new start. You feel the unity in it. You feel that love in motion. You feel that life coming forward. Yes. That's union, baby. That's what we're here for. That's our deepest desire being answered and exhibited fully in your presence here in this reality, and as a consequence in your life. Things will never be the same again, though nor should they be. Change is constant. But this becomes kind of magic and charmed as you start to catch on. How to disarm any situation, how to recreate all situations in the way of love, in the flow of the river stream of life, man, and make it all just totally harmonious, because guess what? Despite all the parts we played and the way we've played them, it's that way anyway. You see, it's just a matter of allowing yourself to see beyond what I call the judgmental paradigm, because that's what we're doing here. We're having to discern our way through it, man, you know, and call for tremendous judgments on ourselves and others and so on and so forth. And how could we ever pronounce such a thing? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? See, we took ourselves far too serious, as if we could give ourselves or anyone else a judgment. That's laughable. That's the biggest joke of all. You can't goddamn or condemn anything, for real. You can only be in the love that it is too, because it's you. You see what I mean, Jelly Bean? That's how you see through the boogeyman. You see the heart there. You see the love in motion. You see the love of its own hatred, you know, and then you help it become loving beyond the hatred, because it doesn't really hate anything. It just thought it didn't have any love. It was a child that was spoiled and then cut away from the bosom so quick that it was like it never happened, and the kid got angry and mean, you know. Well, you do that to any child, and you're going to have some difficulties in later life, because that's PTSD big time in a very primal way. It's cruelty beyond imagining. Well, that's where this one's been playing, man. That's what they thought. You know, this part of ourselves that became so aberrant is to be called a devil or demonic or evil or, you know, nasty ETs and all that kind of shit. I mean, come on, guys. Get real. See what's really here, man. See beyond the laughable paradigm. It's a caricature. And all the ETs to go with it, it's a freaking caricature. A cartoon world, if ever there was one. Look at the parts we're playing. Look at all the revelations, etc. Look at, you know, it's just too perfect. It's cast too perfect. I mean, the people are perfectly sleazy in the high places. I mean, and their faces just fit the roles and their names too, man. I mean, all too well. I mean, it's scripted, babies. It's designed by the eternal heart, of course, but it is scripted. Look at it. Look at it for what it really is, and you'll start to see beyond it, see. It's a movie, but you know, until you really know that, until you're living that, till you understand that aspect of it, well, it's a little hard to come out of it. You know, it's like the actor that gets lost in the role. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you do a role that's so powerful that it lasts a year or two after the event, the movie that you've made is over with already, man, and it's already depleted its theatrical run and then some. Now it's on late night TV, and you're still just getting over it. I mean, shit. Go see Cal. He's your pal. Buy a car. He'll take you far, okay? At least around the block. Now I'm making fun of the old-time Los Angeles late-night TV with all the old movies on there, late night. Used to be back in the 60s and the 70s. There'd be this dude, this tall dude, slender-looking, Texas-looking dude named Cal Williams. And you couldn't watch any of those late-night channels on TV. This is before they invented cable. Anyway, you couldn't watch any of that late-night TV stuff without seeing Cal there somewhere selling you a car. Oftentimes, he'd have a dog that was an elephant or a cat that was a lion, you know, to accompany him. He'd always have beautiful chicks in his commercial, too, you know. Of course, that's L.A., man. Go see Cal. He's your pal. He'll get your car, man. Take you far. Around the block, we don't even talk, man. Now you can walk because, you know, you got to drive for at least around the block. You know, you'll be paying for it for the rest of forever, and go see Cal again because you need another car now. Oh, that's the way it's been. Maybe it's late night TV, all of us now. See, this is kind of what we're looking at when we're looking in the past is late night TV. The roles we've already been playing, so we kind of understand our acting self in the role we're currently involved with, you see. It's part of our awakening, man, coming out of the role, coming back to life, coming to be the person that we are, fully and presently empowered. And guess what? Even while you're still on stage, man, you know, we'll just take all this staging with us. What the hell? Party's on at our place. Let's get down the street, babies, beat feet. Ooh, baby, somebody bring in a flatbed wagon and a whole bunch of amplification and some beer and some weed. Let's fulfill our need by boogieing our butts off out here in the wild wilderness of Crestonia, and everywhere else we could possibly hold a street dance all across this earth, man. Street dance today as we get this day underway in that Coyote way. Yes, indeed. Ooh, I got to tell you, there was that talk about it. The Minnesotans showed me how. I was traveling through one time, and this cute little waitress says, well, we're going to have a street dance tonight here in this tiny little town out there in the middle of nowhere in the northern woods of Minnesota. And oh my goodness, I was so lucky. I had a few hours to kill so I could do an overnighter and I'd be fine time-wise, I was lucky that way on that run, because usually you don't have time for stuff like that. But that time I did. And wow, they honestly did. This little town in Minnesota, they blocked off a block of their street down by the railroad track so it wouldn't be too loud for everybody. And then they set up spotlights and brought in a flatbed trailer and with lots of musical amplification and a big old band and a couple of vans that had nothing but kegs of beer in them and taps on the side. And babies, we were ready to rock. And of course, there was a lot of sweet weed around. And my goodness, what a party in town, I tell you. They set the example for us, Crestone here should just catch on, man, and get them a flatbed stage. And let's get this town to rocking, man. We got a bunch of puny old people here that think they don't want to rock anymore. They've lost their heart and soul. We got to help them get it back, don't you know? Bring on the rock and roll. Bring on the medicine show. Let's get this street dance going wherever you be, babies. Let's set ourselves free. Now, of course, we're speaking kind of metaphorically because it's going on inside already. I mean, if you ain't been dancing up on your bed sheets in your night clothes or naked as you may be, well, baby, you missed it. You better rewind and go catch the party again. We're awakening up, and we're doing it with a grin, because we are the ones that live in the sun and at the center heart of Mother Earth. All that love we feel in those sweet warm arms and our baby love, oh, that comes from the sun, don't you know? Because the sun's inside her, and that's what warms her hide and makes it feel so damn good to lean against, you see. Little baby. Oh, God, I love you little babies. You're just so delightful, man. Such happy, mischievous little kids. Each and every one of you. God, we've grown so much and gone so far with this show already. And Jesus H, we're only getting started, man. How about that, it's a real medicine show on the flow of the river of life now, babies. The mother of love protects us and guides us and directs us. And, the bright sunlight shows the way. And my babies, all we can do is come out to play. It's the only choice we have. We can't stay hidden anymore. A lot of us have been kind of trying to keep that light back so others wouldn't bug us too much. Time to turn it loose, babies. It's all green grass and high tides. It's all sweet love in motion. Every bit of it. So be okay with yourself. Give yourself a big old embrace right now. A kiss on the cheek if you can, and just pretend it otherwise. And let old Grandpa, the rock that keeps you on the roll, babies, with his rock and roll medicine show called the Hazy Radio Network. Yeah, and the Coyote Medicine Show with Grandpa Coyote, don't you know? Fly away and fly away fast, baby. That's the only choice you got. Fly into it. Each way you go, everywhere you fly, any direction you turn, it's there. Babies, there is no escaping it. High tides and green grass, baby. As simple as that.
Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain.